Good evening, ladies. Welcome to the YLOpNet. This is Catherine, a C4YL net control for this evening's net. We meet every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Echolink ALARA Conference node. Be sure to invite all YLs you know to join us. We ask that only YLs or licensed female amateur radio operators check in and participate. The purpose of this net is to encourage you to become and stay active with amateur radio, help each other improve our operating knowledge and skills, and have fun. For more ham fun between weekly nets, please visit the YLOpNet Facebook group. During the net, be sure to join us in the NFARL Do Drop In chat room by opening any web browser and going to nfarl.dodropin.org. Just put your name -- call sign in the box and click Log In. YLs who would like to check in, give us your call sign, name, and current location. And don't forget that there is a 3 to 4 second delay when transmitting through Echolink. This is Catherine, AC4YL. We will now begin taking check-ins. Please call now.
KA7SKY, Sky in Gardner, Washington.
AE7MB, Margaret, Battleground, Washington.
KC9YL, Ann in Wisconsin.
Okay, so far we have Sky, K7SKY, joining us from Washington, Margaret, AE7MB, checking in from Washington, and KC9YL, checking in from Wisconsin, and Rita, I saw you key up, but I didn't have any audio. Would you like to come back and try to check in again? Let's see if your mic is working. Any 0 dB, please go ahead, AC4YL in the group. Okay. Not sure, but we had absolutely no audio there on Rita, and I guess it got stuck somewhere. Anyway, apologize to any repeaters that timed out there. Sometimes that just happens. So anyway, no worries. It happens to all of us at some point, I am sure. But we have you in the log, Rita, so stick around, hang out with us. Let's see. Let's go ahead and continue with the check-ins. Just as a recap, we have Sky, K7SKY, Margaret, A7MB, and KC9YL, myself. Melanie, AG4YL is here, and Rita, NE 0 dB. So let's go ahead and continue with check-ins. If you are a YL, female licensed amateur radio operator, and would like to check in, please call now.
This is Whiskey 3 Lima Echo Oscar from Oklahoma.
This is WA4YL Dawn from Hudson, Florida.
Okay, so we have Leah, W3LEO, joining us from Oklahoma this evening. And we have Dawn, WA4YL, checking in from Florida this evening. Good evening to you. And I see Susie, N8CGM, here with us, so good evening to you, Susie, out there in Ohio. I see Nisi, K1ULN, up there in Massachusetts, here with us, so I have you in the log. I see Carrie, KN4JAK, here in Georgia. I have you in the log. And Jenny just popped in, so good morning, Jenny. Glad to have you with us, have you in the log. And April from Canada, I have you in the log as well. Okay. We have the Bedford, Virginia repeater joined in, linked in here with us this evening. So good evening to everybody out there that is listening in. We're glad to have you here with us. And thank you, Melanie, for confirming that you have the same group and that it doesn't appear that I have missed anyone. So thank you for that. And we've got a good group here tonight. So glad to have you here with us. And just as an addition, April is in Ontario. So good evening to all of you. And so tonight, we'll give everybody a chance to come in and say hello and talk about what's up. But first I thought we'd talk about an event that's coming up here very shortly, and that is Field Day. Amateur Radio Field Day is the fourth full weekend in June every year, and it is hams throughout North America that get together and participate in this event. Let me pause for a reset. Okay, so like we said, it's the fourth full weekend in June, and so the question is, what is the purpose of Field Day? Well, basically, American Radio Relay League defines Field Day as ham radio's open house, and it gives amateur radio operators that go out and set up temporary transmitting stations, generally in public places. And the purpose is to demonstrate ham radio science, skill, and service to our communities and our nation. Combines public service, emergency preparedness, community outreach, and technical skills, all in a single event. Now, Field Day actually started in 1933. It's very interesting. And it still remains the most popular event in amateur radio. So why are we talking about the purpose of Field Day? Well, a lot of you may be getting together with your local clubs, or you may be going out and doing it on your own or as a family to participate in this event. And the great thing about it is talking about the purpose of the event is, again, it's ham radio's open house. It's encouraging and educating and showing the public who may not be aware that amateur radio exists or is still around, or what it is, or what amateur radio operators can do, and will do for their communities. It's a chance to share that with them and give them an opportunity to participate and see what it's like to talk on the radio and experience that firsthand with people, licensed amateur radio operators specifically there to help guide them and educate them along the way. That is what the spirit of Field Day is about. Is there a little bit of friendly competition? Absolutely. But again, the purpose is to demonstrate to the community what amateur radio is and what it does, and also to invite them to participate and learn more about it and experience it. So we want to keep that in mind as we have fun with the Field Day event in whatever level that you may be participating in. Let me pause for a reset. So with that, hopefully you all are starting to think about if you plan on participating in Field Day 1, and if you do, what are your plans for Field Day? Do you plan on going out on your own, or with friends, or with your family, or with your local club, or a distant club if you plan to travel and hang out and do Field Day with some folks in another area that you know and have fun playing amateur radio with. So it's something to think about and kind of get your game plan together. And if you've never participated in Field Day before, it's a great opportunity to at least listen and get on the air and hear all the different stations that are transmitting and kind of how that works, because it's a lot of fun. And if you haven't, I encourage you to see if there's a local ham club in your area that has a really nice Field Day experience. And you can ask several folks that are members of a club, what is their Field Day experience like? Does their club get together, and what do they do, and how do they do it? So just some things to think about as Field Day comes up. Okay, so also joining us this evening is Carol, VA3WHU. Good evening, Carol, and Linda, KC8PKY. So we're trickling in. So we're just talking about Field Day and the purpose of Field Day, and what I'd like to do is just post a couple of links in the chat here, if I can multitask here real quick, so that you can, for those of you that aren't as familiar with what it is, you can read up a little bit about it and decide whether it's something that you would enjoy experiencing. And again, it makes it more fun when you're with a group that is really active and has a lot of fun with it and makes a deal out of it. So it's another opportunity too to challenge yourself, and why not go set up a portable station in a park? Because one, you're in a park. Two, there's people that generally visit a park, so you may have some folks that ask questions. So there you are, demonstrating what amateur radio is and can do for folks, and engaging them and encouraging them to perhaps make a contact as well. And that's another element that makes Field Day so much fun. You get a lot of people visiting. Maybe it's family members of club members that you know that come in, and maybe it's the first time that they've actually come to experience a ham radio event. So the more welcoming we can make it for folks that we haven't seen before, and it makes it more encouraging for them. A lot of clubs also use Field Day as an opportunity to get the Scouts involved, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Scouts in general involved, and either giving them an opportunity to work toward their merit badge. Some may use it as an opportunity for the Girl Scouts to work toward their communications and electronics patch as well, which has a lot of amateur radio in it. So lots of opportunity for Field Day, so something to think about. And in case you're not sure about the exchange, again, you've got the links there that talk about Field Day, and all the information is right there on ARL.org's website. You can also check out for logging programs. Of course, N3FJP has a Field Day log. Encourage you to check it out and download it. Again, you can put up to 30 contacts in the log before you need to register it. So you can download it, play with it, experience it, see what the logging program looks like. It's a lot of fun. It's actually one of my favorite logging programs for Field Day because you want to work as many ARRL and RAC sections as you can, and you can actually see which ones you've worked and which ones you have yet to work. So you can kind of keep an eye on your own progress. There's also maps you can pull up that kind of visually show what sections you've worked. So that actually makes it even more fun and engaging, and encouraging you to push it a little bit and try to make as many contacts in various areas as you can. It's another great way to test your equipment. Maybe you have a new antenna you want to try out and see how it does for you, and what kind of contacts you're able to make with it. I would encourage you to do a little testing before the actual Field Day event. Check your SWR levels, make sure everything is good and ready to roll. Make sure if you're going to run on battery power, your batteries are charged and ready to go. There's some preparation involved, but it's just a chance to really learn so much about the various aspects of amateur radio, including the equipment as well. So, all right. So with that, be thinking about it, and what I'd like to do is open up the group and see if anybody has any announcements or any updates for the group, or anything that you want to share, comments, questions, anything for the group this evening. Please call now, AC4YL.
Jenny, I'm the ACT.
Please go ahead, Jenny. Good morning.
Good morning, Kat. And good morning, everybody. As I say, I was typing out in the chat. Good. Our Field Days, 2 meters new, and VHF and UHF, 6 meters, 2 meters, 4 meters, 77. I think that's it. I got the scoring, so my report to you that will be 59, so 001, and then India Oscar 81 Victor Echo, which is the Maidenhead locator for this particular part of Warminster. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Jenny. Well, thank you for that information. It's nice to learn how field day works in the UK, so that's very, very cool. Let's see here, just catching up on the chats. Okay, cool. And Jenny, when is your field day again? Can you come back and tell us again?
Yes, Mel. Okay. Our field day is the first full weekend in July. That is not from, about 2 o'clock on the Saturday until about 3, 4 o'clock. 3 o'clock on the Sunday. A lot of fun. If it doesn't rain. If it doesn't rain.
Jenny promised not to go to sleep this morning.
Ignore. A lot of fun. Literally. We just kind of keep on I remember I've got somewhere on YouTube that there's me kind of calling CQ on 2 meters. And it was good fun, literally. I do enjoy 2 meters. 4 meters, not so much. It's a bit boring, but then 4 meters is the shortest one because it doesn't run the whole of the time, just for a few hours. 6 meters the same. Yeah, I think it is about 6 hours. And no more. 6 meters, 77. It's all. Then there's a mix and max where kind of two together. But there was a trophy at the end of it, and yeah, it's all good fun. Back to you, Kat.
Okay, very good, Jenny. Well, that's cool. So, while the North American Field Day is the 4th full weekend in June, then you guys, the field day here is going to run on Saturday the 23rd till Sunday, and then your field day will be 2 weeks after that. So, very cool. We'll have to be sure and check that out. So, thanks, Jenny. We appreciate you bringing that in and sharing the international flavor with the group here on field day experience. Is awesome. All right. Who else wants to come in and has anything for the group this evening? And it does not have to be related to field day, but it can certainly if you like. So if you have something for the group, please come on in. Call now. Please go ahead, Melanie.
Okay, cool, thank you. Well, I was trying to, I wonder why my audio is so low. I've had some gremlins lately doing weird things with my audio, and I just noticed my audio is very low. I hope you all can copy this and that it's coming to you somewhat. I'll try to fix it here in a moment. Let me try something here. Yeah, the gremlins have been at my computer today. So, just a note about RSGB field. Actually, I think there's 2. There's a, I swear that there's 2. There's one for single sideband separately. One for single sideband, which is actually in the fall, I believe. So let me see if I can find this information here. For the RSGB field day. Also, I put a few links in there, and I'll try to add them to the Facebook page later about VHF National Field Day, 5-6 July 14. I don't know what I was looking at. Anyway, I put a link in there. I can't see anything for the RAC, everything about the field day on the RAC website sort of goes back to the ARRL website, redirects back over there again. But the ARRL has a field day locator, field day station locator, which is www.arrl.org/field-day-locator. I put the link in there, and I can put it in later on Facebook page. And you can put in your location or a call sign of a club or something you're looking for. It isn't all inclusive, but it's pretty thorough, and they're adding everything in there on a regular basis. There's 961 field day sites in the database so far as of now. So that may increase, and you may want to check it out. Let me pause for a reset. Oh, that's right. We don't have the repeater back on since it got knocked off. Anyway, so I was waiting for that courtesy tone. So field day, you don't have to. Catherine was mentioning getting out and doing some portable and doing some, some things outside and batteries and solar and all that, which is great. A field day is about emergency preparedness, and you also need to be. There's also EOCs for every person in the field. You have to have an EOC, an Emergency Operations Center. You have to have somebody that has power and electricity and can get you the help you need in the event of an emergency. So I think we talked about this briefly last year about working from home. As home power or a home center, you can still work off of batteries from your home as opposed to being out in the field. It's just you use a different a designator and a little bit different, number and letter combination, I should say, for field day. But don't think that just because you don't want to set up portable or you can't set up portable that you can't play field day. You don't have to be out in the field to play field day. Play field day from home and have a grand time doing it. You don't need to. You don't need to have anything special. Just have fun. I second Catherine's note about using N3FJT. It's always free to download and try. It's only $8.99. So that's it. And if you decide you like his other programs, they'll accumulate to get in the whole package. You can, if you buy a couple of programs, go, I decided I want the whole package. Whatever money you spend for those programs will be put toward the whole package price, which is $50, and you get hundreds of stuff and updates for the rest of your life. It's kind of cool. But I forget how many you can do with this. 30 contacts. There you go. So anyway, I'll post these links up, and I'll send this back over to Net Control, AG4WAL.
All right. Thanks, Mel. Appreciate the additional comments. It's definitely true that some folks can't get out and do portable operating, either don't have the equipment or whatnot, or might not have a club in the area, but certainly if you've got the equipment at home, more than welcome to play from home. In fact, sometimes that works better for some folks, so cool. And thanks for posting the links too. That's great. 33 Ann, I think Ann has to pop out. Looks like she might already be gone. I wasn't sure if she wanted to come in and say something real quick, but anyway, let's go ahead and open it back up to the group here. Anybody else have something for the group this evening? Again, it does not have to be related to field day, but it can if you like. Please come on in and tell us what you got, or ask any ham radio questions you'd like to. Please call now, AC4YL.
This is WA4YL, Dawn in Florida.
Please go ahead, Dawn. What's going on?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Tonight Chris came over and showed me how to do FT8 on 30 meters. Made a contact to Indiana, Illinois, and Rhode Island. And I also did it on 20 meters and the 6. That's Net Control.
Well, that's awesome, Dawn. Sounds like you're really hitting it off with some FT8 contacts. That is great. It's always fun to learn a new mode and play with it for sure. So thanks for coming in and sharing that with us, Dawn. Appreciate that. And Leah's posted some comments in the Echolink chat. Leah, I don't know if you're where you can pop in here. If you can, I'd like to pass the mic to you. If you'd like to come in and say something to the group, please go ahead. W3LEO AC4YL and the group. Okay. Leah might be in a noisy area or somewhere where she can't come in and transmit. But Leah, if you can, just put in the chat that you'd like to come on and transmit, and I'll most definitely pass the mic back to you. So for those of you that don't have access to the Echolink chat at the moment, Leah was talking about her excitement for Field Day and that her club is ordering the ARRL shirts to match and working on designing a logo and T-shirts. And they're having a 3-week technician class this month, and she is busy making the slides, a shortened version. So cool. Very good, Leo. That's awesome. Sounds like you're staying busy. But again, if you have an additional comment you want to come on and say something on the net, just type in the chat or jump on in. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, allergies. Okay. No worries. Yeah, my coworker that sits in front of me has got that summer cold and some touch of laryngitis, so I hear you there. Well, I hope it's not bringing you down too much. So you take care, Leah, and we're glad you're here, and thanks for typing your comments in so we can at least share those with the group here this evening. So very good. Sounds like you're having some fun doing some stuff. All right, who else has something for the group this evening? Please call now. Okay, not hearing anyone, so I'll jump in here. And so this past weekend was the Atlanta Ham Fest, and Melanie and I actually made it this time and got to hang out with some folks and see several club members that we know and several members of one of the other fairly local clubs. They're a little further away out from the area where we are, but got to see them. We see them at a lot of the major ham events, the Gwinnett Amateur Radio Association, Alfred Memorial Club. I saw some members from those clubs there, and got to see Lori, who's been on this net before. A lot of you know her, K4UPI, and her OM Daryl, K4RGK, that were out there running the AMSAT booth, and they set up outside under kind of an awning area so that they could make some satellite contacts with some passes during the day, during the Ham Fest. So that was a lot of fun. We got to see her and hang out for a little bit, and we got to see some other folks that we know, and we got to hang out with Miss Loretta at JMR Sales. So for those of you that know them and know Loretta, she does those cool name badges, really thin and light, awesome name badges, and so we got to have a lot of fun hanging out with her and getting our club badges updated and redesigned, and even got to give her a little lunch break and make a couple for her while she was trying to finish up her lunch. So it's always nice to see her. If you aren't familiar, they hit a lot of the major ham fests in the area. So just be on the lookout for JMR Sales if you're looking for name badges. They're also an MFJ reseller. So just stop off and see Loretta and tell her that Catherine and Melanie sent you over there. We get to see her quite often because they actually live out in Alabama. She and her OM and son live out in Alabama. So they hit a lot of the Southeast Ham Fest. So we'll see them in Huntsville, and they're usually down in Orlando, although I don't think they were there this year. But they hit a lot of the major Ham Fests in the Southeast area, so maybe you'll see them there. All right, so I have some pictures from the Atlanta Ham Fest that I will put on Facebook and put those up, and I will post them to the groups.io WILE Ops group as well, so you gals can see them and some of the gals we got to hang out with. And I almost forgot to mention, we got to see Deb, really cool YL that just got her license. And she's been, her OM and her have been together for quite a number of years. And he's been a ham pretty much the whole time. And she's been kind of a part of that ham family. So she's like, I already knew a lot of this stuff. I just never really went and took the test and got my own license. And so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go get my own license. So she went in there and got her technician class license, and she's thinking about getting her general class so she can extend her amateur radio operating privileges on various bands. So we had a great time talking with her and her OM, hanging out with them at the Ham Fest and encouraging them, and she's really, really excited. And it's funny because in the course of our conversation, also found out that she was a Girl Scout leader and spent a lot of time involved in Girl Scouts. And so I'm going to try and get her introduced to a couple of the YLs in our club here that are trying to get a kind of a workshop going to help the Girl Scouts work on their patch that involves some radio, amateur radio opportunity there to get the Girl Scouts more involved as well. So try to get them together, and that I think that'll be great because she knows a lot about the Girl Scouts and may be able to have some suggestions on how we can communicate better with them and introduce them and get them more excited about amateur radio and getting the girls involved. So that was it was fun. It was a great ham fest and indoors, so didn't have to cook out in the heat. Okay, I see Rhea has joined us this evening, so good evening to you and to RJ. Glad to have you here with us. It's been a while. We're just opening it back up to the group and talking about whatever. We talked about Field Day and the purpose of Field Day and different ways people operate. And Jenny came in and told us about Field Day in the UK, which is about 2 weeks after Field Day here in North America. So just to catch you up and let you know what we've been talking about. And we are just opening it up to the group, and anybody has anything, we're just talking about it, Field Day related or not. So we have Ann, who's also just joined us, KC1CRS. So good evening to you, Ann, out there in Massachusetts as well. Glad to have you here. All right, so open it back up to the group here. Let me see real quick here. Susie put in here their club. It's doing 3A again, phone, digital, CW, and GOTA. And, oh yeah, gotcha. So Susie hadn't been able to participate in Field Day for a while. She puts in the chat because they have an event that falls on that weekend as well that she needs to do. So, well, that's kind of a bummer, Susie, but who knows? We were there in spirit, right? But thanks for putting your comment in there so we can catch it and share it with the group. All right. Speaking of group, let's open it back up. Who else has something for the group this evening? Please call now, AC4YL.
Suzanne 2RJ.
Please, go ahead, Rhea.
All right, I hope it's not too noisy here. I'm here with the kids from McDonald's here. You know, they want to get their weekly fix. They did good in some of the standardized testing. My son, he was in the 99th percentile for vocabulary, so very proud of him. And the girls, they got a lot of good scores in math and reading and all that stuff. So anyway, I've been very busy. In the school year, I've been attending a lot of their events, had field trips and stuff. I've been out of a job, but I'm starting a new job in a couple of weeks. And this one's a lot closer to home, so I don't have to commute to New York anymore. Yay! What else? So Andrea and I, this report's very. Yeah, Andrea and I are doing the VHF contest this weekend. Rover. Last night I was over at her place helping her solder up a lot of the coaxes and get all the switches and stuff labeled and get the software working. So we're going to be doing limited rover on 6 meters, 2 meters, 1.25, and 70 centimeters. So we're going to be on there and doing rove. It's my first VHF contest full rove. I've done sprints, but I've not done a full rove. And I have some different things we're going to try. We're going to be running the FT8, although, we're going to be careful because, you have to make sure you get all the contacts in. And otherwise, we're going to be running the Flex 6700, some new equipment, so hope that works good. I have nothing else, really. I don't know what I'm doing for field day. Emmett, W0QH, wants me to come down and do field day with him. That's kind of a hike, but, I might go with a local club here and see what goes on. All right, back to net and to Argent.
All right, very good, Rio. Well, sounds like you've got some life changes and some ham radio activities in there, and high five the kids for us here for those good scores there. That standardized testing is not a whole lot of fun. Oh man. So, definitely hats off to them. I'm glad I'm not of school age anymore. It's kind of crazy the way the education system has gone, but that's a whole nother story for a whole different net. But anyway, it's good to hear from you, Rhea, and again, high five the kids for us, and glad you're able to come in. And yes, the June VHF contest is on this weekend, so thanks for letting us know that you and Andrew are going to hang out. That's cool. That's awesome. I'm sure you all have a great time. So take some photos, take some selfies. Pull a Katie, and do some selfies and get you guys operating and post that up so we can see it. And I posted the link for the June VHF contest in the Echolink chat. So any of you that aren't familiar with what it is, you can check that out also. So very cool. Well, thanks, Rhea. We're glad you're here, and good luck and best wishes on the new job. That's always a tough one. Changing jobs is not, I don't think it's ever really easy. So I'm glad, I hope that works out for you. I'm really glad it's closer to home, and I'm sure your kids will be glad too. Awesome. Shorter commute is always a good thing. In Atlanta, there's no such thing as a short commute. All right, so we'll open it back up to the group. Who else has something you want to come in here and share or ask or anything you want to C4YL?
KC1 CRS.
Please go ahead, Ann.
Hi, I'm so happy to be back on the net. I don't have to rush off to my CW Academy class tonight at 9 o'clock. I finished level 2. Now I just have to practice a lot. The other thing I'm doing is I am going to run the GOTA station at Field Day again. It's my favorite job. And I'm working on my triple play. I have one more state CW to get my triple play. And otherwise, that's all my news. KC1 CRS, back to net.
All right, very good and cool. So that's exciting. Going to run the GOTA station. Question. So you said that you tend to run that. How many folks do you generally get approximately that visit the GOTA station? And do you have any particular age group, or is it a nice variety of folks that you have that come over to hang out with you at GOTA station?
The age group last year was 7 years old to about 84, 85. We have a lot of new techs that like to get on at the GOTA station, and this year we ran 2 classes. We've got a lot of new hams in our club, so that'll be interesting. Hope we can get some of that on. And I think last year we had over 20 people on the GOTA station. It runs pretty much the whole time, so it's pretty exciting, and I love it. It's fun to see people so excited about ham radio.
No, that's really cool, Ann. Well, thanks so much for coming in, and it's really good to hear you. And we're glad to have you back on the net here, too. And congratulations on finishing up level 2. So, yep, get out there and practice on the air. And what's that last state that you need for your triple play there, Ann?
Nebraska CW.
Okay, very good. So we just got to get one of these YLs that is in one of those states nearby to cross the border for you and work you on CW so you can get Nebraska in your log. Awesome. That's cool. Well, you'll have to let us know when you land that one there, Ann, and have some fun with that. And I don't know. I'll have to see when they got a state QSO party, when that is, or if they're part of like a multiple state QSO party. I'm not sure on Nebraska. I'll have to look into that. But that might be an option to help you get there, get somebody playing the Nebraska QSO party. Just ask them, do you mind sliding down to CW and let's just have a Q real quick? You come up with creative ways when you're down that close. So. Well, just keep us posted on that, Ann. It's great to hear you this evening. Thanks so much for coming in. All right. Who else has something for the group here?
AE7MB.
Please go ahead, Margaret. Good evening.
Good evening, ladies. Our club does a big production on Field Day. They've been planning it for about 6 months now. And they start Friday at noon and they go through till about Sunday at noon with all kinds of activities for the club. And then, of course, we are open from 11 to 4 on Saturday. And I always handle the YL booth. I do both the YLRL and also Minnow, which is the regional YL group. And they always post us for the second tent in as they enter the area. So we're right next to the information center, and get lots and lots of people coming in. OMs that are trying to get their YLs involved, and kids, and just all kinds of things. So it's a really fun activity. And then we've got the GOTA stations. We've got all kinds of. I think every band has got some stations going. We also have the Coast Guard Auxiliary there, the Red Cross there, the local emergency services for the county there. So it's something for everybody. And with that, I'll turn it back to you. This is AE7MB, back to net.
All right, very cool, Margaret. Well, it sounds like y'all have a great field day and very active. That's really, really cool. Those are the kind of field days that you can really just get the community involved and get some folks visiting. That's great. I know with the North Fulton Amateur Radio League group, you know, I spent my first field day with them in 2014. And the thing I loved about that field day experience was the variety of stations and areas they had set up. So, you know, fairly newly licensed ham in September of 2013, attending first field day in June of 2014. and getting to hang out with the local club there. And you know, they have a phone station, a digital station, a CW station, a satellite station, a 6-meter station, and the GOTA station, all in one, you know, generally small, fairly small area. So, you know, when you're newly licensed, how exciting that is to go around to these different areas and experience all those different aspects of amateur radio. And it was certainly a lot of fun for me, and a great kind of boost to my experience in amateur radio. And so you want to kind of create that for other folks too, you know, when you participate in a field day. So very good, Margaret. Well, thanks so much for coming in and telling us about that. And you know, maybe you can get some pictures. You know, I don't. If you're not on Facebook or you're not in the groups.io, but you have email, and you know, if there are any pictures or anything from events that you'd like to share with the group, you know, you're more than welcome, and anybody here listening is more than welcome to email them to myself or to Melanie, and we'll get them posted for you. Just tell us where you'd like us to post, and that's what we'll do. Judy has joined us, K7IXI, so good evening to you, Judy. We're glad to have you here with us. All right, so let me get Judy in the log here as well. And Judy, we are just, and for those of you that have joined and are catching up here, I think everybody's pretty much caught up. We were just talking about field day and then catching up as well. So, who else has something for the group here this evening that you'd like to share? It does not have to be field day related, but anything that you'd like to share, or any amateur radio related questions you'd like to ask the group that we might be able to help you out with. So, call now, please go ahead.
G4YL.
Please go ahead, Melanie.
Okay, I have no idea. Usually my volume is a lot better than this. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to try to hit a button while I'm talking here, so if it does something weird, sorry. Anyway, I had some problems earlier this week with some sound or something was going on. A couple of pieces that I noticed in news. So I was just over on Facebook posting. So in reference to Field Day, the Field Day site locator is live. I had posted that link earlier. I'll post up there again, but it's basically, you know, everything Field Day is at ARRL.org/Field Day. And also, something that I thought was kind of interesting, the ARRL is going to sponsor the 2018 Atlantic Hurricane Season webinar. So that's going to be kind of interesting. It's about 90 minutes long, and it will address the role of amateur radio during the 2018 hurricane season. So anybody interested in hurricane preparedness and response, and there's a few of us here in the southeast to get affected by this, or anybody that's just interested in MCOM of any ilk is invited to attend the online presentation. They ask that you register in advance, and I'm not sure if they're going to do something, say something, or send a certificate. I don't know. Sometimes they do when you complete these. I posted the link here, and I will put it on the Facebook page as well, but I wanted to let people know about that. Some of the topics will be a meteorological overview from the Canadian Hurricane Center, amateur radio station WX4NHC at the National Hurricane Center, who we are and what we do, the Hurricane Watch Net, VoIP Hurricane Net, Saturn. Maybe pause for a reset. The coordination interface, so it's kind of neat. Webinar registration is open to all, but should be of particular interest to radio amateurs in hurricane-prone areas. It will conclude with a Q&A session. And Mike Corey, KI1U, who both Catherine and I have heard speak at here in Atlanta, he's really interesting guy, very passionate about emergency preparedness, and sometimes you can feel like, oh, we get this hurricane stuff and emergency preparedness stuff and all this other kind of stuff. That's all we hear so much about it. Well, it's sort of one of the things that keeps amateur radio alive and keeps it, it keeps those really important things, which is human lives, kind of in perspective there. And then, when there's not an emergency going on, we can have fun, as I think everybody here on the net likes to do with the hobby. So I just want to let everybody know about that. It's kind of interesting. And I thought there was something else that I was going to let everybody know. The Maritime Mobile Net, Maritime Mobile Service Network, Maritime Mobile Net was monitoring and heard a distress call and contacted Coast Guard, and they went out and helped this guy who had a medical, I don't know that it ended up being a medical emergency. It certainly was to him when he was out there on a boat. So the Maritime Mobile Service Network helped somebody out on the seas just this past week, I believe. When was it? Oh, I'm sorry. Last month, May 23rd. May 23rd. He was 200 miles out to sea, and they were able to help him out. So cool, amateur radio doing something cool to help somebody out that needs it. Anyway, I think that's about it for me, and I'm still going to work on my volume. This is AG4YL.
Okay, very good, Melanie, and some more great information and good links there, and we appreciate that. And another thing that reminded me of when we were talking about news there, I know Ann, WB1ARU last week, brought up the Yoda camp, and Faith Hanna, AE4FH, working to get the funds to cover that trip, and through a GoFundMe campaign. And Ann was telling us about that last week, and good news is they have exceeded their goal. And so she is 13 and is from Palm Coast, Florida, and will be the only representative of International Amateur Radio Union Region 2, IARU Region 2, at the Yoda Camp, Youngsters on the Air Camp, this summer in South Africa. So that's really, really an awesome event for her. She just got her license 3 years ago and is now an amateur extra class licensee. So it's really, really, really cool. We're very happy for her. That's exciting stuff. And as a side note, in case you're wondering, well, how many IARU regions are there and where are they? Region 2 is the Americas. There are 3 regions. Region 1 is Europe, Africa, Middle East, and Northern Asia. And Region 3 is the Asia Pacific area. So now you know, 3 IARU regions, and Faith Hanna gets to go to South Africa in the summer. That's really exciting, and I'm sure she'll have a lot of fun making some cues and representing IARU Region 2 with amateur radio. So that's awesome and exciting stuff. All right. Who else has something for the group this evening? Please call now, AC4
Hi, this is Judy, KE7IXI from Arizona. Hello, all you ladies this evening. I'm a little late. Had to get some dinner going. I got some hungry guys here, so they wouldn't have been too happy if I wouldn't have gotten that going. Anyways, I just wanted to share that our club's going to have another a technician class coming up next month, and we had left some flyers down at our Arizona Science Center here in Phoenix, and we just picked up a mother and her daughter and her son, who are in their teens, and they're going to be joining us for a class. So pretty neat to get some young kids into ham radio. I just wanted to share that with everybody. I thought that would be kind of cool for all you to know. Back to you, Catherine.
All right, that's awesome, Judy. Well, that's cool stuff. Yep, it's fun to introduce people to amateur radio, isn't it? And, it reminds me when we had Kay Craigie down here, and she spoke at a club meeting with Stone Mountain Alfred Memorial Club, which she was a member of when she lived down here in Georgia many years ago. But, one of the things she talked about is the importance of being a good representative for amateur radio to your community, and introducing people and looking for ways to introduce people to amateur radio. And it's something as simple as taking your HT with you when you go places. That's generally enough to strike up a conversation. I found that actually happens more in restaurants than some other places, although every once in a while you might be in line at the store and somebody will ask you, hopefully they're not asking you what aisle something is on. But if not, again, that's all it takes to break the ice and give you an opportunity to say, oh, well, actually I'm an amateur radio operator, and let me tell you a little bit about it, or let me give you a website you can check out what that is, and give you an opportunity to open up some dialogue about amateur radio. As well as, people don't think that coworkers at work, you can talk to them about amateur radio and that experience too. It's fun to do that. I did that. I actually was talking to one of our clients on the phone one time, and she actually had some ham radio friends out where she and her husband were from in South Africa, and so she remembered them well. She couldn't remember their call signs, but it was really, really cool. She used to tell me about them, so that was fun. You never know what conversation you'll strike up. All right, let's. Melanie wants to test her mic. Okay, well, why not? AG4YL. Let's hear it.
Okay, AG4YL here. Yeah, I see there's not really a lot of difference. This thing's really, it's kind of old. It's been through some stuff. I've probably dropped it one time too many, and it just doesn't have the response it used to. There's a microphone boost, and frankly, I'm afraid to engage it, but we're all friends here, right? Hi. The bad thing is it picks up everything in the back of the room, so that's the bad news. Let's see how it works. And it's a lot of boost, isn't it? Yeah, somebody talk to me here. I hear myself a lot more. Oh, really? No background? It sounds good to you guys? Okay, cool. Well, I hear myself very strong, but I'm not seeing a lot of movement in the bar. Okay, cool. Well, we'll roll with it. I can hear it, but I'm not certain anyone else can. I'm also on an ancient laptop here. It's the trackpad doesn't work, the keyboard doesn't work, the screen doesn't work. It's my desktop laptop. Anyway, well, thanks for indulging me. A little static still. yeah, I think there's some noise in here too. All right, I'll keep working on it. Thanks, ladies. I appreciate it. This is AG4WL. Back to net control.
Yeah, I didn't really hear any difference. There was still the same amount of static, and your audio was still kind of low. So I'm not sure. Maybe unplug and plug back in your jack. I don't know. Maybe there's a little dust in your mic jack there or something. Not sure, but it's definitely worth a try. So keep working at it. And with that, do we have anybody else? I think, sheesh, just about everybody's jumped in here. I think there's just about 2, 3, 4 people maybe that haven't popped in yet. But if anybody else has something for the group, we still have a few more minutes.
This is Judy again from Arizona. I don't mean to hog, but anyways, I'm taking a trip to South Carolina on Monday, and I already checked in to see what the amateur radio group is in. Actually, I'm going to be at Hilton Head. I am. My husband has a class he'll be teaching. But anyways, they're going to be having a net on Thursday evening, so we're going to check in and also listen and maybe do a little chatting with them. I just wanted to share that also. Back to you.
Well, that is awesome. Cool, Judy. Well, no worries. We're glad to hear you come in and tell us about that kind of stuff. That's really neat. And it sounds like you'll have a good time. He's teaching and you're playing, right? All right, cool stuff. But yeah, that's another fun aspect of amateur radio. You're going to travel somewhere. You start looking to see, are there any amateur radio clubs in the area? Are they having meetings when I'm there? Can maybe I crash a meeting or crash a breakfast or something? That's always cool. And again, take HTs or mobile rig if you have one, and have some fun. And that adds to the excitement. And when you have your phone or your tablet or computer, you're bringing Echolink with you too. In fact, if any of you gals, this conference is open, all the time. So you can always come in here to the ALARA Conference and listen to see if there's a net going on. If there's no net going on and you just want to monitor for a while, just pop into the ALARA Conference group here and just announce that you're monitoring and listening in. If anybody wants to have a QSO, that you're out there. So that can be fun. And just because you don't see anybody on Echolink here when you come in doesn't mean there's not somebody on a LinkedIn repeater or link there. So that's really cool there, Judy. Thanks so much for coming in. All right. Who else has something for the group here, or a comment or a question? We still have just a few more minutes.
Heck, why not? This is KA1ULN. The allergies are killing me, and my car and my house and everything is green right now. The pollen is over everything. Just a reminder, 10 meters and 6 meters are cranking. In fact, 6 meters is wide open right now. So every once in a while, get on 10 and 6 meters. Don't forget to call specifically for YLs. And 33, KA1ULN. Good job running the net, Cat.
Thanks, Niecy. About time you popped in here. We always love to hear you. And yeah, thanks for the reminder on 10 meters and 6 meters. You're absolutely right. It's been cranking. So if you got 10 meter and 6 meter capability gals, get out there and call CQ and work some. Get some folks in your log while the getting's good, right? Yeah, a lot of people are getting just hit by these allergies. It's crazy, it's for sure. Summer colds are here. So, you know, boost up on everybody, boost up on your vitamin C and your airborne and all that stuff that you like to do to help you out there. Very cool. All right. Well, let's see. I really don't have anything else for the group, so do we have any other comments? And then we will try one more thing here to wrap up the net. Okay, well, with that we have about 13 more minutes here, and I know several of you gals might be working on your annual Friendship Certificate Award with YLRL, and so if you are, we're going to give you an opportunity here to maybe add one or two folks to your log this evening. So for those of you that aren't as familiar with what it is, it's basically a topic that YLRL sets every year, and it's basically, it's not a competition per se, it's more of just an encourage amateur radio activity and exchanging information for fun. And so this year's topic is favorite song. And so what you do is you exchange call sign, first name, your favorite song, and I think where you're located is required on this one. So just, you know, if you're in Georgia, like I am, Georgia is your location there. And that's it. You just exchange that, and you make 15 different contacts, 15 different YLs, and they have to have 15. You have to have 15 unique songs, so you can't have two YLs with the same favorite song. And if you run into that, I'm curious to know what it is, because this is such a tough topic. It's hard to narrow it down to one. So I think anybody would be have a hard time finding somebody that picks the same song. So with that, I'd like to see if any of you gals would like to participate or exchange your favorite song with somebody, or if you have all 15 of yours already, if you would like to just volunteer to exchange with someone so that they can add you to their log, and as they work toward their 15, that's fine too. Melanie's kind enough to post the links for us, so those of you that aren't familiar with what it is, you can check out the link there. It's a website with the information. If you scroll down to the bottom of that page, there's a link for a PDF file that you can use for your log. So you can print it out and write it in and then go back in and type it later and email it however you like. So who would like to play favorite song this evening? Just throw your call out and we'll make a list. AC4YL.
Victor Echo 3, Bravo Hotel Golf, April in Welland, Ontario, Canada.
And to RJ, Rhea in Wantage, New Jersey.
Okay, cool. So kicking it off, we got April, VE3BHG, and Rhea in to RJ. Both would like to exchange favorite songs with somebody. And so, all right, Melanie typed in if someone needs contact, she's more than happy to exchange as well. So let's go to April, V3BHG. Please go ahead, and you can exchange with Rhea if you like, or Melanie, and it looks like Jenny said she'll play as well. So please go ahead, April. It's all yours.
Okay, VE3BHG here. I'm not sure if I don't think I've had Jenny as a contact yet. That would be perfect. My favorite song for the purpose of this contest, because it was hard to pick, is Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. So I wouldn't mind exchanging that with MOHZT, which is, I believe, Jenny. Back to that.
Hi there, April. My favourite song, I think, it is hard to choose. I quite agree. I think Johnny Cash's One Piece of Time. That is so, so funny. I love it. Back to that control. Oh, by the way, yes, I'm in UK.
All right, very good. Okay, April, were you able to copy Jenny okay?
CE3BHG, actually, I did have a little bit of trouble hearing. I got the Johnny Cash part. Didn't exactly get the location or the actual song. Sorry about that.
Sorry, April. I put my iPad down on my teddy bear. Johnny Cash's One Piece at a Time. Location being UK.
All right, cool. April, were you able to copy okay that time?
Yes, I was. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Jenny, your audio is much better that second time around, so cool. All right, Rhea, you're up. Go ahead. N2RJ, AC4YL in the group. Uh-oh, did we lose Rhea? I'm not seeing her on my list, but maybe she dropped down below. Let's check again. N2RJ, please go ahead. AC4YL in the group. Okay, I saw Rhea disappear and pop back in. So, Rhea, if you're there, you're up. N2RJ, please go ahead and exchange. AC4YL. Okay, she was back and then gone again. Or no, she's having connectivity issues with Echolink this evening. It happens every once in a while, right? Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out for her there. Does anybody else want to exchange favorite song with someone this evening? Please call now. Okay, very good. All right, well, nothing else really here on this end, so does anybody else have any other comments or questions or anything for the group this evening? We have just a few minutes left, so if you have something for the group, please go ahead and call now.
Sorry, VE3BHG.
Please go ahead, April.
Hi, sorry about that. I just swallowed a great big gulp of water at the last minute there. This is going to be my first field day, and I'm really looking forward to it. The Niagara Peninsula Amateur Radio Club, or NPARC for short, is going to be at Balls Falls, which is near Vineland, Ontario. It's an heritage site, so it's a place that's beautiful out there. One of the things they're known for is their annual Thanksgiving Craft Festival. But we're going to be setting up out there, and I'm kind of excited because this is my first time around, so I have no idea what to expect or what to do. But apparently there is an NPARC meeting next Thursday, so I won't be on the net. But I thought they were done for the summer, but apparently there are a couple of more meetings, or at least one anyway, so I'm going to head on out there next Thursday, and I'm going to participate in the meeting and see what they need. And so, yeah, that's going to be, we'll have to pray for sunshine, of course, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, I'm kind of the lone YL in the group, which kind of gives me some, you know, it's interesting, you know, the guys are really cool. And, you know, I'm hoping that my friend Trudy will get her license shortly, at least this summer, and that she'll be able to participate in some of these things too. So that's it for me, and back to the net.
All right, April, awesome. That sounds great. Well, you know, you can most definitely invite your friend there to go with you to field day, for sure. So perhaps she can get on the air with you or someone as control operator. I'm not sure what the rules are in Canada actually, but here in the U.S. you can, if you have somebody licensed that is guiding you and assisting you, you can ID with their call, or they can come on and announce that you are coming on to say something. So you could do the same for her and give her an opportunity to experience amateur radio firsthand, even if she doesn't have her license yet. that's a great way to kind of get them the experience beforehand. That's lots of fun. So cool, very cool. Thanks, gals, for that. So it looks like April says it's the same there, and Jenny says a new person can give a message. So probably something very similar. So cool. Just a thought there, April. You know, you don't have to leave her out. Just bring her along and you know, let her have some fun too. And that's really cool. Hope you have a great first field day there, April. You have to tell us all about it afterwards and how your experience went and how much fun you had. So cool stuff. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the net. Do we have any other YLs or female amateur radio operators who have joined us that have not checked in and would like to do so? Please call now.
C8CKY, Linda, Knox, Indiana.
Okay, very good, Linda. We definitely have you in the log. We are good there. Awesome. Did you have a comment as well, Linda, or did you just want to check in? Just didn't want to cut you off there.
Well, I'll keep it short, but yeah, we've got a field day site figured out that we're going to go to, and I think I'm going to do more go-to coaching than anything else because the rest of the guys are real contesters. So, but I figure we'll learn a few things, come up with some ideas for ourselves. So, with that, I'll turn it back because it's just about the end.
All right, very good. Well, Rhea is back after some Echolink difficulty. So, Rhea, if you want to make a quick exchange for your favorite song with somebody, you're more than welcome to. I think April was playing, Jenny was playing, Melanie's willing to exchange if you need one, and I'm willing to exchange if you need one as well. So, go ahead, Rhea, if you'd like to, real quick, and then we'll close out the net.
All right. Okay. So this is N2RJ. I'm back. Yeah, Echolink kicked me off. I just pulled into my driveway and Echolink kicked me off as I connected to Wi-Fi. So I don't know who wants to exchange with me. Who wants to have a go with me? N2RJ. All right. Okay. I guess nobody wants to. What about you, Catherine?
Sure, I can, Rhea, but Judy, she typed in the chat. She would exchange with you, so I'll give her a chance to do that and let you gals exchange. Judy's call is KE7IXI. So, Rhea, I'll go ahead and pass it to you, and then you can pass it over to Judy, and you gals can exchange your favorite song there.
Okay, no problem. All right, Judy. Yeah, I didn't see the chat because on the phone you can't see the chat at the same time you're talking. Okay, so Judy, my favorite song for the purpose of this, because I have many favorite songs, my favorite song is Freedom by Wham. Not Freedom by George Michael solo, Freedom by Wham. And my name is Rhea, and I'm located in New Jersey.
Hello, thank you, Rhea. I've got a lot of favorite songs too, but one came to mind, Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. And I'm here in Arizona, KE7IXI.
All right, that'll do it. Thank you very much, 33 and to RJ.
Thank you for your song also.
All right, very good, gals. Well, I know you pulled into your driveway there, Rhea, but maybe next week, or if you have another minute, Jenny is happy to exchange with you as well. So I'll let you guys, if you want, let me close out the net officially, and then if you guys want to continue, please have at it. But I want to thank everybody for being here on the net this evening, and again, we want to thank Lauren Casey9ZHV for live streaming and recording this net, and I do believe she set up the recording, so hopefully it all went well. We want to thank her for all her hard work in getting it up on the YouTube channel for us. We'd also like to thank ALARA for the use of this EchoLink conference node, North Fulton Amateur Radio League for their do-drop-in chat room, and everybody linked and listening for your ongoing support of this net. This is Catherine, AC4YL, officially closing the WILE OpNet for this evening and returning the ALARA Conference back to normal use. 33 ladies, take care. We'll see you next week. If you want to hang out and exchange favorite song, have at it. AC4YL clear.
All right, Jenny, if you're still there and you want to have a go, are you there, Jenny? M0HZT and 2RJ.
Sure thing there, Rhea. I'm here. Yeah, my favourite song is Johnny Cash, One Piece at a Time. And I'm in UK, as you know. Back to you.
All right. You broke up a little bit there, Johnny Cash. Could you repeat again, please?
One Piece at a Time.
All right, that'll do it. And mine is Freedom by Wham, WHAM. All right, thank you, and 33, and hope to see you again soon. And to RJ. Oh, by the way, we have to still help Murphin with that thing. If you want to set some time, could probably do it, I don't know, tomorrow. So just let me know, okay?
Thanks, Rhea. Mervyn says, at your convenience. Back to you.
All right, not a problem. And have a wonderful, good morning to you. 33 and to RJ.
33 there. Good night.